everyone, it's Samantha from Scrapmaster's Paradise, and welcome to week number 17 of my Project Life process video series. I'm starting with Design A, and I'm going to have a lot of pictures. This is my first week using the Epson PictureMate Charm photo printer that I got recently, so I was just looking at the dates. I'm a couple weeks behind, so I wasn't exactly sure of the dates or the week number. It's actually week 17, so I'm getting my pictures arranged how they are arranged in my phone. So my phone snaps them chronologically, and I found an app. It's called Photo Date or something like that. I'll put the name of it in the description below, and it just puts the date on all your pictures. So if you click over on your picture in this app, it'll tell you the date of the picture, and it's been really helpful. I haven't even used my Project Life planner notebook anymore because I've been using this app, and it's really easy. So I went ahead and added my last page of week 16 on the left hand side so I could make sure my first page of my week 17 matches up with it. So I'm pulling out some of the cards from the Camelot Studio Calico kit. I showed that in my last video, linked down below. And then I also went to the Dear Lizzie collection because that's what I used on that Happy Easter page. I wanted the pages to coordinate and look kind of similar. So I'm just pulling different cards from there. And that week date page that I have, I will link the PDF below. It's just something I found online, and it helps me keep track of the week numbers and the dates of the week. So I got these white thickers, and I'm just adding week number 17 across the top, and then I'm going to write the dates and then just a little description of how our week went this week. For my regular journaling, I'm still using that broad tip Project Life pen. It's the 0.5 millimeter pen, and it works really nice. It's nice, thick, bold lines, and I really enjoy using that. And they also have a slick writer sitting there. It's the medium tip, and I'm going to use that to use on some of my photos. And this is one of my favorite pictures of the week. It's the two bigger dogs, Snow and Bella, laying on their side with their legs spread out, and I just call this the beach whale, what they're doing. And so I'm really happy I got the photo of both of them doing it at the same time. Since I wanted to use a couple of 4x4 photos off of Instagram this week, I ended up with a bunch of 2x2s as well. So I'm just adding them to cards, journaling on them, and if you want to see how I make the 4x4s and 2x2s, and any of my collages actually, I have a couple of video tutorials for that. I really should make just a playlist of different collage and photo app type of things on my channel. I'll try to do that if I remember this weekend. So this one, I'm just going to journal about our garden. I have a lot of pictures about our garden, and I put dates on them because it grew so much this week. I took pictures every day to every couple of days, and just the difference in the growth is just amazing to me. So I'm going to date these photos with the slick writer in a minute. I'm just going to finish up this last 2x2 journaling. Now I'm switching over to that slick writer, and this is the medium tip one, and I'm just putting the date on these photos as I want to show the progression throughout this weekly layout and probably into the next week and the week after that, because I've been crazy about my first flower garden. It's turning out so beautiful, and I just take photos almost every day out there. With the journaling out of the way, it's time to embellish, so I just unloaded that Project Life box from the Camelot kit, which was the May kit, and I'm just going to start embellishing. I actually have a dog next to me. She's licking my arm and stuff, so if you hear little grunts and licks and stuff, it's the dog next to me. I can never voice over without some sort of interruption. You guys know that. Well, now I'm going to stamp this one. It says feeling, and it has a little checklist of different feelings, and I'm just stamping it in light gray next to this picture of Emma chewing on a dog toy, and I'm going to check off the one that says happy. She's always happy getting new dog toys. Now I'm going to add one of these little asterisk shapes and then attach the little banner shape, and then I will be done with this part of the layout. And I'm just going to grab my Design A page protector, shove all the cards in there, and then I'll show you up close a little bit. Now moving on to the next two pages, I decided to keep up with the Design A, and I pulled out this card that had the really pretty flowers on it. I'm just going to use the back of the card. I usually don't use the backs of any cards, but I decided I really liked this flower one, so I'm just going to use it. I'm just getting my photos arranged, and I'm scrolling a lot. You can see me scrolling a lot past a lot of pictures. That's because I only pick a couple of my pictures, and I also take all of my blog photos with my camera. So there's a lot of photos of layouts, a lot of photos of tutorials and stuff inside my phone. So they're not all just family photos. I don't usually plan out my photos ahead of time. I just let the photos fill the space, and that's how many pages I have. But I actually planned out this page on the right-hand side. This is a date that we took at the park. We just drove to this really nice park with a lot of lakes, and we walked the walking trails, and I did plan out what photos I wanted, and I just wanted one of the 3x4s left open. So that was the only page I really took the time to plan out what photos I wanted. The rest of it is just I'm planning it out as I go. I pulled cards from that Studio Calico kit. I have this April card left over from an add-on kit a while back, and then I pulled out some of the Aqua core kit cards, and Aqua is a Hobby Lobby exclusive. I did a flip through of that, and I'll link that below. So I'm making a little bit of an effort to use some of these banner shapes because I think they're super duper cute. So I went ahead and added that one when I was doing my journaling so I had room for it. And then I'm kind of embellishing as I go on this layout. I just added a banner and then I'm writing a little bit of journaling with that slick writer directly onto the photo. And here I'm going to point arrows towards the pictures that I'm going to be using. And I actually have this picture of the flowers again, and I'm picking out the date. I actually was still using the Project Life journaling pen rather than the slick writer, so I don't know if that's going to smear later on or anything. And here I'm doing my journaling. I'm just pointing an arrow towards what picture I'm describing. I'm just describing the sunset and those ravioli pictures. Since I had this space left on this big card, I decided to make a little banner. I'm going to use some twine and make a little bow at the end and then string those banners on it and then tie it around the card so it looks like the banner's just coming off the side of the card. To attach these banners, I'm going to use my ATG, but it ended up being two-dimensional with that twine underneath it, so I'm going to go back and add a little bit of the Tombow multi-purpose glue just to make sure that they stay on after a while. It just seemed like they were a little bit loose, and so I'm sticking those down. And to take care of that hanging piece, I'm just going to fold it over my card and secure it with some washi tape, and it just hides the end there, and it makes it look like the banner's just draped across the card. This May Project Life kit also came with these little rub-on alphabets, and I decided to use them for doing kind of a faux overlay over this picture. I'm just writing lake date, and it is a little bit of a tedious process, but I really liked the look at the end. You just have to cut out each letter and then rub it on in the right place, and it took a while to get these all done, and I ended up doing them one by one when I wrote out lake. But then I decided to just cut out every letter for the word date at the same time, and it seemed to go a little bit quicker once I was just cutting all of them at once and then rubbing all of them at once. These letters are super tiny, so it was kind of tedious and kind of time consuming, and I probably won't use these letters a whole lot just because it's kind of annoying to do this. Here's a look at the finished photo. I think it looks really good though. It just took a lot. Now I'm going to do my journaling on this card about our date night. I decided to use one of these banners over the 4x6 photo that we have, and I swapped the bridge photo and the photo of our faces because I felt like it just balanced out the layout a little bit better with our face photo at the bottom here. I'm going to add this fly flare to this photo of the geese. And then I'm going to add a couple of embellishments here and there. I added one of those deco dots, and I'm going to call it done. So I'm just stuffing everything back into the page protectors. And then I'll show you the finished 2 pages a little bit closer. Now I'm moving on to my last page, and since I have the photo printer at home now, I was able to finish out this whole last page. I just included a couple of extra flower photos that I wasn't planning on including. So that was a great benefit to having the photo printer at home, as I ended up getting this whole layout completely done. Now I'm going to go through the Camelot cards and pick out some to fill in some spots, and then I ended up moving over to the Aqua kit as well. I sliced this card down so I could use half of it and save the other half for another time. And I'm still trying to find a card to match up with that one at the top. I decided to go with this one. It says picture perfect, and I'm going to use my X-Acto knife to cut around the little arrow part of this card so I can tuck the photo underneath and have that piece sticking over the photo just a little bit. And I attached the other side with some ATG tape. Now I'm going to do my journaling. This is our first flower that bloomed in our garden, and it's actually really funny because this flower is not one we picked out. So we were like, what is this flower? We had to look up on the computer what kind it is. They just made some sort of shipping mistake, but it actually was a good one because these flowers are really beautiful. I connected these two with a piece of scrap paper on the back, just added some ATG and attached those. And I'm going to do my journaling here with a little bit banner shape, and I'm just describing the two food pictures and drew arrows pointing towards the cookie cake and then the tortilla soup. So for this, I'm just going to decorate it with the little dot, and it needed something else, so I grabbed a couple more of these asterisk thickers to go across the bottom of this. And then I decided to add some of these also to the other picture. And then I'm going to stamp a little bit with those little arrow stamps that were included. I used some gray, and it ended up being super light on there. So I did a couple of them and then tried to second generation stamp, but nothing showed up after the first generation. Now I'm going to stick all these in there and call it done, and I'll show you all of the layouts now. So that is it for week number 17. All in all, it took me about an hour to do all of the photo printing and then the scrapbooking portion of it. I'm super excited with how it turned out. I'm just really loving Project Life. I'm hoping to get week number 18 done this weekend, and then I'll be caught up again. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos and check out my blog daily for projects and tutorials. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.